Hello everybody, my name is Jackie and I am starting my video log. I have oftentimes been asked throughout my life questions like, when are you going to write a book? Are you writing a book? Have you written a book? You should write a book. And now here lately it's, have you started your book yet? I want a copy of it when it's done. Well, the answer is yes, I've started my book, and this is the start of my book. It's going to be a video log. I am going to video the book, and I'm going to have it chaptered out. It will be edited as we go along, and basically, I'm just going to share my story in a video log. And I invite you to come along. And those that have been asking me about the book, I will be able to let you know, here it is. You can go with me as I write it. Oftentimes throughout my life, when people have asked me questions about situations or scenarios, probably very similar to you, you bring up a story, right? You bring up something that happened in your past to explain a situation or demonstrate a point or just tell a story. Something funny, something sad, whatever. In this time, when I share the story, a lot of times that's when I've gotten the comment about the book, but also that it's been very moving. I was born, I consider myself a pretty ordinary person, whatever ordinary means, but I'm an ordinary person. My name is Jackie. I was born and raised in New England, the state of Maine. I had what I would consider a pretty normal upbringing, whatever normal is, right? And in that upbringing, it wasn't, probably when I was a teenager is when I began to realize that I must be a little different, because I am of mixed descent, and in Maine at that time, there weren't, in the town that I was from, there weren't a lot of other, it was mainly Caucasian race, but it was very nice upbringing. And without going into too much detail, I grew up in New England in an area that I was different, okay? And then as I got older, I joined the Army straight out of high school. And that was when I became fully aware that I was different. When I left the small town and went to areas where people did not know me, and started entering into the bigger world outside of my little town that I grew up in. Being a woman, young woman in the Army in 1981 was different, challenging, and there's many stories that I'll share in there. After the Army, I went on to meet my husband. I also met religion. I got involved in religion and God, and everyone's religion is very personal and intimate to them, and this was to me as well. I embraced it wholeheartedly, and that was another chapter. I met my husband in the church, and I had 5 children with my husband. And then when my husband and I separated, my children remained with me. So now I'm a single parent raising 5 children. Lots of stories in there. I also had gotten out of the Army and got married, okay? So now I'm raising the 5 children, and 9/11 happens. And after 9/11, I really wanted to go back in the military. And so in researching, the age requirement was such that I could join the Navy Reserve. So I joined the Navy Reserve. Now, mind you, it had been 17 years since I was in the military. A lot of changes took place. So now I'm back in the Navy Reserve, and the mother of 5 children. My children are now grown they are doing very different things in different parts of the globe, and there's interesting stories in there. So the video log is going to basically relive the journey of my life that brought me up to Dubai. I'm sitting in a room in a hotel in Dubai. I'm here for training for my work, and I live in the Middle East now. And how is it that an ordinary girl from a small town in Maine grows up, raises 5 children as a single parent with a very committed family and community by her side? And we did it. We successfully raised the children, and now I'm living overseas, experiencing many different cultures, experiencing a world very different than where I was raised, the area that I raised my children in, and what I've known as within my country. Because now I'm living in other countries. I'm meeting people from other countries. And one thing I can say is when you tell your story, because oftentimes I'm telling my story to people who are from other countries and have other cultures and other beliefs, in the end, we're all people, and we all have our experiences, our shared experiences. But a story is something that, many generations passed on stories. That's how we knew where we came from. That's our history. It's his story. It's history. So in my journey of writing my book and my video log, I invite those who have often asked me and others who will go with me on this journey as I relive my life and my stories. I welcome you, and I look forward to sharing my story, and I hope that, and I believe it will, benefit others who are in either similar situations or situations where they feel like, how will I get through this? I've lived that many times. I've lived it over and over again, and I've gotten through it. And a story, that's my story. And I'm going to share it. And I look forward to sharing it with you. We'll see you next time.